Ragsdale.
Vladdy.
Cameron Allen.
Mark Golden.
Paul Sora.
And we're the Sixxis, and you're watching Morow.com.
I grew up with a very diverse musical background, but I'm more influenced by rock and roll, Iggy Pop, Motorhead, things like that. So.
I grew up with a classical background. I played violin at a very early age, and eventually got into rock and bands like Soundgarden, Alice in Chains, a lot of the '90s grunge bands.
Okay. I grew up as an instrumental rock guitarist, and then progressively got more into jazz and classical music, and now I really draw from a variety of influences, everything from flamenco to country to jazz to pop music. So yeah, kind of all over the place.
What he said.
Yeah.
Why not?
Good answer.
There's just a lot of parts. There's a lot of different voicings, and these chords, the chords that he writes for the music, have a lot of extensions. So there's a lot of different voices that need to be there in order for the overall sound to be full.
Yeah, we're very careful to not tread on one another's territory in sonic space. We occupy different areas sonically, so it just really helps to add some textural variety too, because we're playing with different tones, so we can get the same types of sounds that you could have with fewer guitars, but now we can play those same notes and distribute them among multiple guitars, but have different tones happening and make it more interesting texturally that way.
The lyrics are very, I guess, spiritual based. They're about a person's internal spiritual struggle to make decisions based on what's moral and what's good as opposed to what's bad, and a lot of that kind of that theme. So. Where to start?
Yeah, where do you start?
I think they're, watching, first of all three bands that we've been touring with have all been absolutely amazing musicians.
Yeah,
and, us being musicians, kind of looking at what they do and what makes them so successful and how they conduct themselves on and off stage, it's, there's a lot for a young band like us to learn, what it takes to be at that level and continue, being on that level. So, like a band like Wishbone Ash, they've been touring for such a, 40, not 40, how?
Yeah, I'm 69.
Yeah, 69. So they've been touring for a very long time and still relevant to all their fans and still playing great shows, and, definitely a lot of lessons to be learned. So.
Learned a lot about stage presence and just when you can play and when you should play your role as opposed to being more creative, and learned a lot about eye contact with people, because people want to feel like you're engaging with them. There's so many lessons. Come on in, Ted.
That's Ted from Spock's Beard.
He's a great example of all these things we were just mentioning.
Oh, Ted from Spock's Beard.
These guys are the best. Best, they're even bester.
Bester?
They're like the bestest.
Uncle
Thanks,
Bester?
Ted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Buy the album 3 times.
I feel like every night, at every show, we got a different lesson. That's from all 3 of these bands. It's like one of the best rock educations you could ever ask for,
Definitely.
And do you have a clue why they choose you?
Hopefully they listen to our CD and they like the music. I know that was definitely the case with the Winery Dogs. Our manager pitched some of our songs to Mike, and literally we heard back within the next 3-4 days saying that he really enjoyed the songs and he'd love to have us on board. With Wishbone Ash, we actually talked to them, and a lot of, even some of the guys within their band, they were saying they were very surprised that Andy, picked us up because we're a little bit heavier. But they still gave us the opportunity, and we did whatever we could as a supporting band to get the crowd, excited. And I'm pretty sure it was the same thing with Spock's beard. I think musicians pick up on other good musicians, and
All I can say is, through a series of events, Vladi called me, and I basically had a week to learn everything before we left, and like I said, just through a series of events, I'm fortunate enough to be here and to be on tour and helping them.
Okay, well, yes, it's cool to be back in this venue because, like you mentioned, there was a competition that I was in a couple of years ago that took place here. It was really cool. It's called the Next Ben Note Talent Competition. It was an international competition for guitarists, and you had to submit an original composition, and then they selected finalists, and then the finalists came here to compete, and I ended up winning, and it was really awesome. It did a lot for me personally and for my career, and got me hooked up with these awesome French guitars called Vigier that I feel the urge to plug every chance that I get because they're of such high quality.
They're awesome.
Yes, seriously. But so yeah, I was, and then just this past weekend I was in what's called Guitar Idol, which is another similar type of event. It's an international competition for guitarists, and I placed second. I was first runner-up there, and that took place in London. And it was the same sort of thing. You submit an original composition, then they narrow it down to finalists, and then the finalists go compete. It was the same kind of thing. So.
Go and light a cigarette and drag a line, no waste of time.
Golly.
So much music, man. Like, so many notes.
Yeah, a lot
So many notes.
I don't think I've ever been around more phenomenal musicians.
Yeah.
Like, it was like every show you went to, whether it was like your bag of music or not, every show was phenomenal. Like, the musicianship was just top to bottom. Like, I've never been in a situation where I was around so many amazing bands and musicians.
Just all at once.
Unforgettable.
And if you
experience.
didn't know where the show was, just follow the crowd.
Yeah.
Just follow the crowd. They'll let you know what you need to see. If you don't know, just follow the crowd.
King's X in the theater.
King's X was
Oh.
awesome.
Animals as leaders.
Yes.
Animals Leaders in the theater. The Transatlantic with John Anderson to close it out.
Yeah, that
oh,
was-
wow. You know?
Yeah.
That was amazing.
We had the washy happy.
Washy, washy, happy, happy.
And just, I think bumping into some of those musicians too, like when you're on the boat and you're just walking around, just like, it's Doug Pinnick. Okay, I don't know what to, I don't know what to say, but okay, or anyone, like just pick them, just bump into them. It's such a, you get on the boat first, and it's like this gigantic boat, but after the first day, it just, you know exactly where everything is, and you just bump into people left and right. It's like it was definitely once in a lifetime type of experience that, man, I wish they can do more of it. I don't think they're doing it in 2015, but
it was amazing.
Yeah.
But this is not that scene, does it all?
The name the Sixxis comes from, I guess when this project first got started, was it was a coincidence. We were trying to decide what the name is going to be, and one of the original members brought up the fact that we got together on June 6th of 2006, 060606, which is a palindrome in itself, I guess. And so one of the guys just came up with a name. He's like, hey, why don't we do this? Because it's a palindrome and it's a cool design and it's just kind of everything tied in pretty well. So we just decided to go for it.
It's nothing really personal instead. It's more
It was great. It was great.
I saw several people up close singing the majority of the lyrics, and that was like the coolest.
Yeah,
that was the coolest.
Yeah. And it's our second time in Paris, and both times were, you know, we got a really, really good response. This room was a lot bigger than the first one that we played, and just, you know, I think from the first note, like, it's one of those things you just kind of feel as a band that it's going to be good, and it was. I think we played really well, and the crowd, crowd let us know. Hopefully more touring, more touring, and get home and develop our show even more. So next time we go out on the road and fans come see us again, we're not playing the same show.
Yeah.